Please welcome choreographer Michael Schwandt.
Ooh, hey.
Hi.
Hi.
Welcome.
How are you guys? Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
How does one become a choreographer?
Well, that's a loaded question.
Okay, apart from being a homosexual, what are some of the things you have to do?
You have to be extremely creative. You have to be extremely resilient, as anyone in this industry to lots of rejection. But you have to really be inventive in the way that you interpret beats and the way that you interpret music. That's really it. I mean, choreography is an evolution just like any performance art, and music's constantly changing. So, you know, what flies in choreography, 5 years ago is not going to fly in choreography today.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
It does. It does.
That sounds a lot like me, don't you think?
And a good
Oh, you're such...
and a common misconception is that just because someone's a great dancer, they're a great choreographer, and that's
Right.
not necessarily the case. And not all great choreographers are, the best dancers.
Right.
They can be very inventive, but sometimes it just works well on other people.
Well, speaking of your dancers, you have a group, Fusion Entertainment, that you started. How did that get started, that you provide dance for other events, right?
Sure,
How did that get started?
Fusion Entertainment began when I first moved to Los Angeles and I didn't have an agent. And I'm not the type of person, just to sit on my behind and wait for things. So I started a company, and in 2 years it's grown and grown and grown, and we do a lot of special events and live events, as well as corporate events for different corporations, live industrials, that type of thing.
What type of training did you have coming into this?
Well, I'm a classically trained dancer, so I studied ballet and I studied jazz, and when I moved here, LA is very much a hip-hop based dance community. So, and hip-hop doesn't really come naturally to me, but I think like a lot of people that move to Los Angeles, it's a learned thing. You have to adapt quickly or die.
Right. Right.
So from a technical standpoint is where my background comes from, studying dance in college. And
Was it hard to make that transition to pick up?
it was at first. It was at first. I mean, it's a whole style thing. Not just the way you dance, but also the way you dress and the way that you present yourself. It's a style change.
Yeah, it is. It is. It is.
Have you had problems with some of the artists you work for? Like, no, I don't want to, do that, or...
Often.
Really?
Many artists they love the idea of dancers, but they aren't comfortable moving, and I've dealt with that with some R&B artists. I've dealt with that with some dance music artists. And it's just getting them to trust you and getting them to understand that you do know what you're talking about.
Right.
And you're there not to make them look stupid, but you're really there to make them look better.
Right.
You're there to enhance their performance and enhance the package.
Right. Well, real quick, I want to ask you, you said what flew years ago doesn't work now. How
All
has
your moves are out, Chris.
Yeah.
Not true. Not true. I have my style. I've been working it. How has the style changed since you first got it started till now?
Since I first started dancing?
Right, since you first started choreography, how's it changed?
I think what it's all about now is kind of, not to take the name of the company, but it really is a fusion. It's a fusion of styles. It's a blending of everything. I mean, it's really hard to categorize dance in music videos today as strictly hip-hop, strictly jazz, strictly lyrical. I mean, everything is kind of converged, into one. And so I think that's really where dance is going, not segmenting it so much, but, some people call Britney Spears dancing hip-hop, and some hip-hop dancers will not call Britney Spears dancing hip-hop, It's just hard, it's hard to draw the lines. I think the main thing is just kind of the convergence of styles and genres.
Awesome.
Well, we want to see some of the convergence of these styles.
Fusion.
So stick here for a second. Would you mind? Okay, because when we return, it's going to get a little hot in here. Michael and his dancers are going to take over the stage. Maybe see to the J. Chris Jones is going to get up there with him and join them. Don't go anywhere. There's more on Q Live after this.